From North Carolina
Oh yeah.
all the way to Stanford, and you had an opportunity to go to just about any school in between. What got you all the way to the West Coast?
I mean, it was more so just the guys in the locker room. I mean, same thing with the coaches as well. I mean, I just knew it was the right fit for me. I mean, the good thing about Stanford was people were coming from similar situations, you know, traveling across the country. I had older guys to really lean on and grow up from, like Christian, Solly, Ronnie Harris, just the list goes on and on. So as soon as I went there, got around those guys, I knew it was the right place for me.
During that visit, you're on campus, you're a high school senior. That campus can be intimidating to a lot of people. It's not a lot going on in the sense of it's so big. You never feel crowded. Everything's so spread out. You're walking by doctors, future presidents. You're walking by lawyers. How did you feel as a teenager saying, I can still fit in here?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a humbling experience. I mean, you're around some of the brightest minds in the world, and above all else, I mean, they're just normal people, and you know, they're good people. You know, they take care of you and all those different things, and that was definitely big for me to see that, and you know, having the opportunity to learn from those people and to grow from those people were definitely big, and I'm blessed to have been around them and to have learned from them.
Some guys go to college, and when they play sports, they love the adoration from a lot of people. People are praising them, but it seems like Stanford guys, you're not the most important thing on campus. Like we said, we got astronauts walking around. So what's the benefit of kind of, like you said, just being treated as a normal student?
Yeah, kind of like what I said. You know, it's real humbling. You know, at the end of it, you know, all the guys that were in that locker room just love to play football. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, you strip down, you know, the fame, all that stuff that comes with it. Just guys that just love to compete and to play the game. And at the end of the day, that's just one of the biggest things. You know, that's why I feel like we've been so successful throughout the years and accomplished those things. Just the mindset that's in that locker room. You know, Coach Turley really instilled it coming in when we were young guys, and you know, the older guys held us to that same standard. So yeah, you know, I'm blessed to have learned that at that point.
How do you manage the workload with the field load? Because like we said, it's Stanford. They're not cutting any corners. If you want your degree, you're gonna earn it just like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the beauty of Stanford is that you know, once you get in, you know, they don't want you to fail. You know, the hardest part is getting in, and once you're in, you know, they have so many resources. Again, you know, so many people that are, you know, maybe even wrote a book about it, or, you know, came up with the idea that you can just lean on and learn from, and that's definitely big. The main thing is just maximizing the resources. Football does a good job with balancing it all out, and just be good at time planning and all that.
You get into that running back room, and there's a lot of talent in that running back room. What was the balance of wanting to get on the field just like anybody else, but understanding there's some guys in front of me, they've earned their spot, and I can use this opportunity to learn from them?
It's just having the right mindset. You know, Christian really preached that. You know, he was the guy, you know, when we came in the room, just really working and preparing, like, you know, you never know when your opportunity's gonna come. You know, I was able to lean on guys like Ramon Wright, Barry J., Pat McFadden, Daniel Marks. It's just so many different people that were in that room that were just competitors, and you know, they wanted you to succeed. You know, it's obviously, you know, everybody wanted to go out and find a way to contribute, but it's just one of those things where, you know, we were able to learn and grow as a unit.
The Stanford mantra, I guess, if you had to describe their style, is smash mouth. And it's really a Midwest or even Southern style of football on the West Coast. So what was it like having that advantage of y'all came to throw the ball 60 times, we're gonna run it until you force us to pass it?
I mean, it was that kind of mindset was good for me, just because in high school we had ran a wing T. So I mean, it was just a lot of smash mouth, 4 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, no yards, and then just going up from there. So, you know, being able to go to Wake Forest and learn the things that I learned in high school, and then going to college, taking that same kind of mindset, understanding that in this offense, every play is not going to be a big play, but just focusing on the things that you can control was definitely big, and you know, it's helped to transition to this next level.
You said you got to learn a lot from Christian that freshman and sophomore year, and then your junior year, it's your time. You're on the scene, Heisman finalist. What are those moments like when you're just on top of the world?
I mean, I just always looked at it, you know, like I just like I hadn't made it or anything. You know, I always wanted to you know, always continue to grow and continue to learn and be the best version of myself. And you know, it's partly why I came back and do those things that I wanted to accomplish as a team. You know, it's definitely a blessing to be able to have gone through all those things, and definitely a learning experience as well.
And then senior year comes, and of course, a couple hurdles come in your way. But through everything that you've been talking about, it seems like you don't regret a thing.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. You know, at the end of the day, you know, God already written His story for me. So, you know, whatever happens, you know, I'm motivated to be the best that I can be. And, you know, obviously, you know, I want to be the best in the league. And, you know, right now I know I have a lot of work to put in. And that's a good feeling, you know, having the opportunity to work.
And who in your life bred that perseverance in you? Was that in you from your parents? Did that come from Coach Shaw? Did that come from teammates? Because a lot of guys go down in the dumps, man, like, hey, I'm a Heisman finalist. Now I'm at rock bottom. I'm laying on a surgery table. But ever since that surgery, you've taken it in stride, and you're almost more positive now than you were before.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it. I mean, I'd say it probably came from, I mean, for sure, I got to say, you know, my parents, you know, they definitely instilled values in me at a young age. My brother, seeing the things that, you know, he was able to go through and the things that he was able to accomplish. And then, I mean, of course, the high school coaches, I mean, Coach Shaw, Coach Turley, I mean, the list goes on and on with people who've poured stuff in me. And, you know, people pour stuff in me, and God's given me the ability. So, you know, why not maximize it?
Christian McCaffrey passes off the reins to you. Who are you giving the reins to now? Who is sitting in this chair next year?
Dag. Oh, God. Shoot. I feel like we got a three-headed beast right now. Yeah, with Cameron Scarlett.
That's bad news for the Pac-12.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, we got Coach G, which is a running backs coach. I know he's going to have him right. But Cameron Scarlett, Dorian Maddox, Trevor Spates. I mean, I know they're going to ball out for sure and go crazy.
Saturday nights are going to come, and you're going to be preparing for your games in the NFL, but Stanford's going to come on. There's going to be that game versus USC at night like there always is. What are you going to miss most?
Dag. I mean, I'd say just being around the guys, you know, just being there. You know, it's just so many, you kind of touched on it in the beginning. I mean, it's just so many different people, you know, different mindsets and all that, different things. And just being around them, you know, those are really, you know, we made a bond just through brotherhood. And, you know, it's definitely going to be a lot of things that I miss, but I'm excited for the things that they'll be able to do.
Whether it's O-line, receivers, running backs, what is it about Coach Shaw that gets his guys NFL ready? They don't just get drafted, they perform early.
Yeah, I'd say just the offense that we run in general. I mean, he's been all around. I mean, he's been in the league before. You know, he's learned from some of the smartest minds in the league. And, you know, he takes all that and he's not afraid to lay it out in front of us. You know, the things that, you know, Kevin Hogan was doing, the checks, the things KJ does now, from the quarterback position, Keller Chris too. You know, he puts a lot on their plates, and you know, it really forces everybody else to keep up as well. You know, you have to know your assignment. You know, at the end of the day, football is a game of details. So, knowing your assignment, aiming point, all those different things, just really applies to this next level since it's a pro-style offense as well.
And guys like Coach Shaw, they're not just called football coaches; they're called leader of men. So, from your freshman year to now, how did he change you the most off the field?
Dag. I mean, I kind of say stick with the same mantra of just, you know, humbling yourself. I mean, just from all the success that he has and, you know, all the credibility that he has, you know, he's just, you know, he's just normal guy, if you could say that about him. You know, you can go and talk to him whenever you need something or just, you know, talk to him about anything. And, you know, I'm definitely thankful to have the opportunity to have learned from him.
Junior year's rolling, you start getting some buzz, start looking around, start looking at that stat sheet. I'm killing it week after week after week. What are those moments like staying the course when that hype is impossible to ignore?
Yeah, well, I mean, my biggest thing is I'm not really big on social media or anything like that. So, I mean, I didn't really know things were really getting crazy until probably they were peaking out, maxed out, and the things that were happening. But you know, I just looked at it like it was a blessing, you know, to be able to, you know, experience those things and to be a part of it. You know, I'm definitely Thankful for it, of course. But I mean, in the moment, obviously, it's kind of crazy. It's a dream come true to even be in the conversation, and yeah, but it was a good experience.
The Ohio State University.
Yeah,
What was it that got you there?
I just think growing up as a kid, I just loved the game day atmosphere, loved watching it on TV, and going to camps there in the summer. My aunt used to work on the campus, and just fell in love at an early age with the school.
So you were familiar with the school, you were familiar with the campus because of that connection, but once you signed that dotted line, once you showed up, how different did it feel?
Completely different. I mean, of course, you have expectations as a high school kid, as a fan of a college that you think is going to be easy when you get there, and by far it was not. And just to have that shock and awe of going to campus, living in a dorm, first summer workouts, it was just a totally different atmosphere than what I was used to as far as high school. But it was fun. I enjoyed myself, be able to have time with my classmates, go to school, and everything that I ever dreamed of. And it was just a great experience for me overall.
What was that relationship like with Coach Urban Meyer? Because on paper, you're not his prototypical quarterback. So how did you adjust to his system? How did he adjust his system to fit you? You were so talented; it had to work. He had to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, just training wise, is trying to get as strong as possible to be able to run the ball if needed to, and of course, him finding the right coaches and the right players around me to be able to adapt to a throwing offense, and he did a great job doing that. And he always preached to me about being a great person on the field and off the field, and he'd do well in the classroom, be a great leader. And as much as he knew I could throw the ball well, he wanted me to work on other aspects of being a quarterback. And he definitely helped me along in the transition of from high school to college and now going to the NFL.
I mean, with how many guys he's seen come through his locker room and now are not just playing in the NFL, but having a lot of success there, what is it? What is that Urban Meyer X factor that all of his guys find a way to succeed at the next level?
I think it's just that motivating factor, man. He knows how to get his guys going, and it's just you get that certain level of juice, what he likes to say, or of energy that you just carry on with you for the rest of your life. And for me to be able to learn from him in the time that he was there, and then now carrying it to practice in the NFL and in meetings and things of that nature, you just have a certain level of excitement to play the sport. And he does a great job with all his players with bringing the importance to what it's like to have great demeanor on and off the field. And I feel like he does that at a high level. Even now, he's a professor too as well. So I think he's a great coach.
And Coach Day now takes the reins. You were obviously close with him on the offensive side of the ball. What are the defensive players going to get in a head coach of Coach Day?
I mean, Coach Day is also like Coach Myers, a great coach. I think he does a great job relating to the guys. He's just old enough to know to respect him, but he also has enough youth to him where he's relatable. And at the same time, he knows a lot about football. And him having an NFL background, kids coming from high school to college want to be around the type of coach because he knows what it looks like, and they know that. And he does a great job hiring position coaches and has a lot of experience with Coach Johnson there as well. And just to see him how he did so far in his first spring and his first 3 games as a head coach last season, I can think the sky's the limit for him. He's going to do a great job.
With your time at Ohio State last season, you're back there in the shotgun, you look to your left, you look to your right, and as you scan your eyes, you got about 4 or 5 NFL players. Take me through it. You're the leader of that team naturally as the quarterback. How did you manage getting the ball to all of your guys and also the comfortability of knowing each of these guys can make a play at any moment?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the older guys, even some younger guys, I think there's some NFL younger receivers in the room as well. But, I mean, those guys never put pressure on me to get them the ball, you know. Most receivers have an ego about them, but all my guys were selfish, from Terry to Paris and Johnny, who all 3 are now in the NFL. They did a great job making me comfortable from the first workout into the first game to the last game of the season. They just made sure that I was ready. They made sure that we were on the same page as far as routes and reads, and it was a great job communicating with one another, and that's what was a key part of our success throughout the season was just that we were always on the same page. We always can talk about something. It never was a show. You know, just to be able to have those guys who were great leaders, great men, great teammates, and you know, it made it fun coming to practice every day. It made it fun playing in the games, and they were a ball to play with.
What is it that Urban Meyer does in practice? Rather, what is it about Ohio State practices that make it so special? Because I've heard a couple guys say now, fun and practice aren't often associated, but Ohio State guys, they enjoy the process top to bottom. What is it about there?
You just gotta learn how to have fun, and our strength coach, Coach Mick, always says you gotta fake it till you make it, fake the juice. And if you have a bad demeanor, they'll let you know about it. And from 18-period practices to 22-period practices, we just found ways to have fun, whether that was in one-on-ones or 7-on-7. And you know, every opportunity we got to compete, we made it a winner or loser type of thing, and we didn't like losing. So for us, it was always about trying to get better. And you know, practices were hard, but they're meant to be hard, so the games can be easy. And you know, just to have that atmosphere there, it made it easy for us to transition to the NFL, and that's why a lot of our guys are doing so good right now.
Yeah, I mean, they say iron sharpens iron. Yeah. Every one of those practices, you got a future NFL player versus another future NFL player. How did you balance that intensity with also the challenge of making them better?
Oh, most definitely. Even as a high school recruit, I went to practice in a bowl game, and it's Eli Apple versus Mike Thomas, and it's Raekwon Millen versus Ezekiel, and then it's Marshawn Lattimore versus Braxton Miller. And it's like, you watch all this, like, man, that's where I want to be. And I'm going to school, and you're going against Denzel Ward, and you're going against Malik Hooker, and those guys in the NFL, and you know, it just makes you rise to the level of expectation, and you know, they'll be able to point out who's good and who's not really fast there, and it made it hard every practice. Every practice was a competition. Every one-on-one almost started to fight. It was just something that you got used to there. And it was a lot of fun to be able to go against those guys. And at the end of the day, we all knew we were all there to win games and have that brotherhood atmosphere, and eventually try to be in the NFL. And I mean, just to have those guys around me offensively and defensively was just a great experience for me.
Even those names that you just casually rattled off the top of your head. We got Pro Bowlers, we got Super Bowl champions. I mean, talk about that sense of pride being an Ohio State Buckeye. Now you're one of them in the NFL, but the fact that you could turn on any game on Sunday and there's a former Buckeye running around.
Yeah, I mean, not only that it's former Ohio State people in the NFL, but it's really good players as well, and that's what makes it so important for us and how we hold that to so much pride. That's because you know, we all go to Ohio State to go to the pros, and that's the expectation. And to be able to watch that on Sunday in the film room or in the Woody after a game on Saturday, and then think I want to be there one day. Now I'm there. It's very surreal for me, and it's just crazy to think that I'm in the same shoes as those guys. And you know, it's just so cool to be able to now play against the kids and the guys I looked up to, played against in college, and now you know, I get to be that type of guy, and I'm looking forward to putting that work in for it.
Draft weekend comes around. and in the middle of your celebration, getting ready for your future, you get to look up and see your former teammate is now your current teammate, and you FaceTime him, talk about that conversation. How special was that?
I think I was excited, of course, to be drafted, but what made it even more exciting for me was that I got somebody I was comfortable with and a teammate, and so happened to be a receiver to be with me on the same team. And I called him while he's on the phone with Mr. Snyder, and he called me back, and I was so excited just because I know that he's earned it. He went from a guy in high school who didn't have any offers till the end of his junior year, and then staying 5 years in college to being a third-round selection is just trusting the process. And I think the world of Terry. I think he's a great player and a better person off the field. And to think that I have him in my corner again in the NFL is something that I'm looking forward to for the years to come.
Heisman finalist, Big Ten champion, Rose Bowl champion. You've seen it all. You've done it all in a very short amount of time. What would you say to a young guy? Hey, this is how you maximize your opportunity.
Just being in the moment is something that I would say for maximizing opportunities. Only having 1 year in college football, those 2 years going into a plan, it was a learning process for me. How to watch film, how to prepare for games, how to work, how to lift, how to study, how to go to class. It's something that you think you know what you know until you don't. And for me, just the biggest thing was just being in the moment and being able to learn from those things and enjoy it while it's there, because that 1 year flew by for me, and I feel like yesterday I was in college, and now I'm shut my helmet up with Trent Williams and Josh Norman, and that's so crazy to me. So I would just say to continue to work hard, be in the moment, and make sure that you write your goals down and then go achieve them. So that's what I did about my dreams.
Florida boy, so it makes sense you end up at a Florida school.
Oh yeah.
But take me through the whole recruiting process.
So my recruiting process, FAU, they was pretty much on me like since my freshman year, but I didn't know I was gonna go there until like the end of the process. I had committed to Illinois like halfway through my senior season. Then like that weekend before signing day, I flipped the FAU, but I didn't go public with it until national, the like actual national signing day.
I'm sure they love that.
Oh yeah, got there, did the little hat trick, had to toss Illies, put on the FAU hat. But really while I went there, they kept it real with me throughout the whole process. They showed that they wanted me. They won over my grandmother, so that was big to me. So I stayed home.
What was that conversation like with your family? And you said, you know what? I thought Illinois was gonna be my future home, but I think I'm gonna stay close.
Right. They was happy. You know, it was my decision to make. But, they was happy. They was behind me 100%, and I saved them a lot of money. True enough.
There you go. There you go. It's awesome. And obviously, family seems very instrumental in your life. How they motivated you, influenced you, and kept you going in the right direction up to this point.
Right. In a lot of ways, you know, just my grandmother to this day. I try to tell her like I'll get up and cut the grass for her. She's like 70. She gets up, she'll cut the whole yard. Like get my granddad like let's go. You know. And then my mother, you know, I seen her work hard day in and day out. So a lot of sacrifices for me and my younger sister, as well as my father. So you know, like what my mom, she always told me, I could do anything, you know, the next man can do, but I can do it better. You know, and then my father, he always told me cream rises to the top. So, you know, they was always there for me and led me in the right direction. So I appreciate them for that.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna ask you in a little bit where that drive comes from to be that workhorse, but I think I just got my answer.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Just, you know, just seeing them work hard, and you know, it's kind of, I guess it's in my blood. You can almost say. So yeah, definitely got that from them.
First day at FAU, you're moving into your dorm. Maybe you got a morning workout. When did it finally hit you? I'm a college football player. This is everything I work for.
So yeah, kind of that first day I was moving in. You know, they was helping me moving into my dorm and everything. So it kind of hit me there, but then we didn't start workouts till like a few days after. So when I got to that first workout, I'm in the locker room with the older guys and everything. I'm like, it had to be like 6 in the morning. I'm like, oh yeah, it's real. So we was out there running sprints and everything, but it was definitely real. So that's when it hit me, like that first workout day.
The state of the FAU football program was a lot different when you got there.
Right.
And now that you left, they're in a much better state. What's it feel like not to just better yourself as a person and as a player, but an entire program?
Right. That's big, because that was like one of the reasons why, you know, I stayed home as well. I believed in, you know, the process that, you know, the things that they were trying to do, or just, you know, build a program, make it better. And me, you know, and all my teammates that came in with me, that, you know, that was our plan. But it's big to me, you know, to see how far we came, you know, and to see that we're still climbing. So that's definitely big to me. And
to change a culture of a program, it's more than just getting better players and performing on the football field.
Right.
It's chemistry, right? You need 120 guys to all buy in. So how were you guys in the locker room? How were you guys off the field? There had to be something really genuine there.
Oh yeah, I mean, we was real close. Like, we every day, you know, we together, we working hard on and off the field. So if that's we dying on the field, now we got to get off. We in study hall, tutoring. You know, we just always had each other's back, and we definitely bought in, you know, to the system, and we always had each other's back. So definitely got a lot of brothers back at FAU.
And Florida Atlantic means a lot of Florida boys on the team.
Right.
If there's one thing about you guys stick together through thick and thin. You might have a buddy playing on the West Coast, but if he's a Florida boy, you're rooting for him. Where does that dynamic come from? Because no matter where you are from in the country, no matter what team you're on, you know Florida guys stick together.
Right. Just like you said, I think it's just like a Florida thing. Just growing up, you know, come from the same struggles. You know, we might not even knew each other like when we were younger, but you know, once we get to talking and you know get to know each other, like I said, come from the same struggles. So, you know, even if it was someone like in a different way, still from South Florida, you know, he got that. It's just something about South Florida guys, like we different. So, yeah, we just love to stick together.
The offense looked to you this year, and you led them down the right path. Who are you passing off the reins to?
I'm gonna just say my guy Harrison Bryant. You know, we came in together. That was like, you know, that was my guy. He played tight end. He gonna be a dude this year, and he definitely a leader on and off the field. He goes about his business the right way. So definitely Harrison Bryant.
And if I were to go into that running back room right now and said, what is the thing you guys learned most from Devin, what would they say?
To be detailed. You gotta be detailed just in the game that we play and outside of it. I believe I'm very detailed, so I believe they'll let you know that.
And along with those details, what's the most important thing you took from your time at FAU to have success at the next level?
Just the way you carry yourself, you know, treat people with respect. You know, just kind of some things that was already instilled within me. So definitely the way you carry yourself and always treat people with respect.
Your running style kind of contradicts with your build, right? And you've never let your size define you. Is it that chip on your shoulder? What is it?
Definitely part of it, you know, it's a chip on my shoulder, you know, because I definitely felt like I was always overlooked. You know, oh, he too small, he too slow, whatever it may be, you know, and my tape don't show that. So it's definitely a chip on my shoulder. I'm always out to, you know, prove someone wrong, and I gotta eat. So
Yeah.
that's my mindset.
A lot of guys, when they move on to the next level, they're gonna turn on their TV Saturday night when they're in the hotel getting ready for the game on Sunday. And a lot of guys are gonna miss those college football moments. But not only do you get to watch your team, you get to know I helped build that. That team is playing on TV because of of the work I put in there. What's that gonna feel like?
It's gonna be a great feeling. It's just showing that, you know, all the hard work is paying off, you know, in the right way. So that's gonna be a great feeling to see.
What are you gonna miss most about being a college football player?
My brothers, you know, just, you know, being with those guys, you know, being on the ground with them. That's probably gonna be the biggest thing.
You lead the country in rushing. In that 2017 season, I believe you were second in broken tackles.
Yeah.
Not only are you redefining the concept of a smaller running back, you just created your own lane. Please talk about those highs.
So it just comes from, you know, the process to even, you know, stepping on the field. So when I'm in practice or even in workouts, it gotta hurt. Like, you gotta almost be crawling off the field. So when you get to Saturday, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be slight work. You know, you gotta deal with me all 4 quarters. So, okay, you might get me this play. All right, you the best man on that play. You might get me that play. All right, can you hang with me for 4 quarters though? Because when that 4th quarter comes, I'm only getting stronger. So definitely the process.
I love that. At what moment, maybe you're just walking around Boca, maybe you're sitting in class, maybe it was a practice, a game. What was the moment that you realized I'm having a lot of success, and if I keep this up, I can make it to the next level?
I would say probably just even before, like, my sophomore year, I had a decent freshman year, and I had a coach come in. His name was Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah.
You know, so he talked to me. He was like, yeah, it was kind of similar to me, you know, in what I did and my numbers. He was like, but don't be like me. Okay, he was like, you had a decent freshman year, you know, but don't get the big head. You know, keep your head down and keep working. So from there on, you know, just having him talk to me like that, I'm like, all right, I got a shot. So you know, that kind of stuck with me.
If you could give any advice to a high school kid right now who might be overlooked because of his size or maybe the school he's at, what would it be so that he could be sitting in your seat in the future?
I'll tell him, you know, keep your head down, keep working. At every level, it's gonna be someone, you know, criticizing you or whatever it may be. But control what you can control, and that's the way you work. So keep your head down, keep working hard. Cream always rises to the top.
So, coming out of high school, had about any college you wanted to go to. Why'd you go where you went?
I mean, West Virginia just seemed like the best fit for me, honestly. Just the family atmosphere, the system that they ran, and they just had a great tale of great wide receivers that came through there, and I wanted to be the next one.
Yeah, and no matter who the coach is, no matter who the quarterback is, no matter who the receivers are, that offense puts up points, and I'm sure that was obvious to you as a high school recruit.
I mean, yeah, it was. We definitely had our fair share of points put up during my time there as well, and it was great to be a part of that.
Who did you grow up a fan of when you were growing up in Virginia?
As far as college,
Yep.
It's funny, I was a big Florida fan. You know, I loved that Tebow, Percy Harvin kind of era, you know, and grew up watching that.
Yeah, now Virginia Tech has come out and said they regret never offering you. You might not have been a VTech fan, but how does it feel knowing that somebody regrets not taking the chance on you?
I mean, I made sure we played them. It was my first real start of in my junior year, and it was against Virginia Tech, so had to make them pay on that. It was one of my biggest games to date.
That's great. Now, freshman, sophomore year, 17 catches. What happened in that offseason? Because junior year, you came on the scene and you never looked back.
I mean, it was more so of an opportunity. I got a lot more chances to be able to do what I can do. So that's the main thing.
And how do you bring that patience to the NFL? Some guys start day one, some guys start year 4, but you find a role on special teams, or you just learn, and it seems like that's almost an advantage for you now.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing, I'm used to it. It's all about capitalizing on opportunities and making the most of them. And just when you get those opportunities, just balling out and making those plays.
After your junior year, you and a couple other guys make the decision to come back for a senior year when that's not really common anymore. What were those conversations like?
I mean, we believe that we could do something special in our senior year, and that coming back would be, it'll benefit the group as a whole, and would set us up for success in the future.
And no matter how good you are on the field, had to also be a comfortability in Morgantown, because if you hated life off the field, you wouldn't have come back. So what was that campus life like?
I mean, Morgantown is known for being wild, but I mean, it's a nice environment. You know, I enjoyed my time at Morgantown, and it was a great experience. And I love West Virginia. I love the fans, and I love the overall experience that I've had there.
Yeah. Where would we find you, say, during the spring when practices aren't too hectic? Are you with the teammates? You in the library? Where you at?
During the spring, I mean, it's probably nice out, so I'm a big food person. So I like trying to find something to eat, you know, find a new food spot. So probably find me somewhere getting some grub.
And what's that day gonna be like now that you're in the NFL, when you get a day off and you can find your new favorite restaurant?
Find something to eat, fine-tuning my body, you know, with those days off. So that's the main thing.
That's awesome, man. Now, a lot of receivers come through the West Virginia program, man. You guys had a crop of quarterbacks who could get you the ball. What's that feeling like in those offensive meetings, maybe early in the spring, where you just look around the room and you say, we can make something happen here?
I mean, it was pretty cool the past 2 years being there because, you know, with the quarterback and, you know, Will, he's a great playmaker. And especially our senior year, we knew the production that we could have. We were comfortable with each other. We were senior laden on the team as well. So there's a lot of leadership across the board. So it definitely helped us out.
Yeah, it's really rare when the majority of the offensive skill guys are upperclassmen. You guys grew together, you waited your turn together, you got punched in the mouth together, you know, and you had success together. What was that chemistry like off the field?
It was great. You know, we worked very hard, countless number of hours during the off season to be able to get that productivity during the season. So the work it definitely didn't go unnoticed.
They say practice is supposed to be harder than the game, and that's never more evident than watching you guys score just about every other play.
Yeah.
What was the practice atmosphere like?
I mean, from a receiver standpoint, in that receiver room, we pushed each other on a day-to-day basis, and our coach definitely pushed us on a day-to-day basis too as well. So he made sure that we were constantly going at it and not slacking off at any time.
A lot of talented guys in that room. What was the balance of, I want to have my success, but by making that receiver over there better, it makes our team better? Because it's an interesting dynamic, and it sounds like you guys are able to find that concept of everyone's on the same team here.
I mean, that's the wild part about being part of that room too. We had so many playmakers in that one room, and it's like, all right, you can. If I'm not getting the ball, Marcus or David's getting the ball, or TJ, there was so many different avenues that we could take in order. It was just about being ready for your turn almost.
And how did that mindset come about? Because a lot of rooms have a lot of talented guys, but not all of them can say everyone was cohesive and willing to give up some reps for that guy because they knew it would make them better in the long run.
I mean, it was a brotherhood. Everyone was going to get their shot, and like I said, it's about making the most of your opportunities.
Saturdays are going to come, and you're going to be putting the final touches on your game for Sunday, but you're going to turn on the TV, and West Virginia will definitely be on. What are you going to miss most?
Just that feeling of waking up and seeing College game day in your hotel room or wherever you're at, and just the excitement that you feel, for that college, for that day, and it just gives you more ammunition when Corso or whoever picks against you, and it's a real fun experience.
Sure. And, I mean, West Virginia has proven to be a wide receiver factory. How do you feel about the offense now that you've left?
I mean, I feel like they're going to be set up in a great position. There's some moving parts that happened this past offseason, but I feel like they'll be set up for success.
That chemistry that you and Will had can be duplicated with guys who are still there?
Most definitely. With hard work and all that type of stuff.
When you go back and watch college football, anybody specific who you're going to make sure to check that stat line afterward?
Just the receiver group as a whole, honestly, not any specific person, but there's a lot of great young receivers that are still there, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do.
Yeah. You come back for a senior year. You really didn't have to, but you chose to. What was that leadership role that you accepted? Because you coming back was an eye-opener for fans of college football, let alone your actual teammates.
I mean, it was just an overall, it was just the right choice. I owed it to my teammates. I owed it to basically everyone in that program to come back. Like I said, we wanted to build something special. We wanted to do great and set us in that program up for more success moving forward.
Oxford, Mississippi, Starkville, Mississippi. They don't like each other very much. and you grew up in one and you went to the other. Take me through it.
Growing up in Starkville, I kind of grew up an LSU fan, but just didn't get the type of attention I wanted from Mississippi State, the home state, and kind of made a decision between Alabama and Ole Miss. So I just really tried to make the best decision for me. I knew it would pay off later on down the line. Ole Miss had a great situation. Had Chad Kelly, and had #1 quarterback in my class, and a couple great receivers coming out. You know, the Quantrell was just coming out, so I was like, it's a great place, and they throw the ball around a lot. You know, and I wanted to play against Alabama.
Yeah.
So I grew up not liking Alabama, so I wanted to play against them. So.
Sure.
So it was tough. You know, I prayed about it, but I went with Ole Miss.
And the decision obviously paid off for you. Take me through that moment when you tell your family, you tell your friends, who of course were, since the day they saw you play football, knew you were destined for college and were naturally trying to pull you toward Mississippi State. What was that conversation like? This is the best situation for me.
Like my close friends, like they understand it. They didn't really care where I went. They were just gonna support regardless, you know. But a lot of people that wasn't too happy about it, you know. I was supposed to be at Mississippi State, this and that, you know. They try to talk down on Ole Miss, but Ole Miss is a great place, you know. It's a lot of great people, and you know, I mean, every place has bad people, you know. You can't deny that, but it was tough, and when I was in college, it kind of got tough going back home, and you know, not too many people were really there for me, you know. So just because of the school, you know, so I kind of realized who was the right people to be around, and you know, who was there for me, who wasn't.
And it seems like the Ole Miss locker room is as close as it can get, so that supportive family seemed to transcend into the locker room and on the field as well.
Yeah, definitely. We're big on family at Ole Miss. We've been through a lot while I was there, so it only brought us closer. Just try not to listen to outsiders.
Sure. Now, you had some help out there offensively. You had a great receiver opposite of you. What is that dynamic going out there each and every game knowing the defense can't key on both of you at the same time?
It was actually 3 of us. DeMarcus Lodge, DK Metcalf, you know, just knowing at any moment that one of those guys can make something happen. You know, DK catching one-handed balls, DeMarcus Lodge jumping over people. You know, I mean, you just stay on your P's and Q's. That's all. So.
Yeah, what's that mindset of, I want to get mine, I want to be in the NFL, I want to put up numbers, I want to score touchdowns, but I also have guys who are capable of doing the same thing, because it's not easy to share the spotlight.
You're right. It's definitely not. We all receivers. We all want the ball, but the thing was, like I said, go back to family. We work out together. We do stuff together. So it wasn't no me. You know, it was us. It was we. You know, their success was my success. That's how it was, vice versa. So we really cared for each other. We looked out for each other, and you know, it all worked out. And all of us are going to live our dream in the NFL.
Yeah, and speaking of the NFL, Ole Miss guys, say whatever you want, they succeed at the NFL level. Offense, defense, special teams, it doesn't matter. What is it about that program that puts you guys in such great position?
A lot of great guys came through their program, and I think it kind of just sets you up for success. Just the coaching, you know, it's a lot of coaching changes going through there, but I just feel like just the expectation when you go to Ole Miss, and if you're blessed to go to this next level, I mean, you're just supposed to do it big at this level. So
yeah. Well, you found success on the football field and also on another field, rather a diamond.
Yeah.
You played baseball at an elite level. When did you know football was your path?
I would say my sophomore year in high school.
Early.
Yeah, early. I just kind of. I actually had quitted baseball in high school. I quit baseball, and I was like, I'm just gonna focus on.
A drafted player quit baseball.
Yeah, my coach called me. He called me back like, "Are you crazy? Like, no way. Like, you know, you need to think about it." He knew I was serious about football. I just kept playing baseball because I was really good at it. You know, my passion was in football though, and I found that out early.
That's great. Now, San Diego Padres. That phone call, I'm sure, wasn't too fun to let them know, but. What was it about playing baseball at an elite level? What lessons were you able to take from there, bring to the football field, or what lessons were you able to bring from the football field to baseball before you put all your focus in football?
The lesson I learned from football, I mean, not everything's gonna go your way. You know, it's gonna be bumps and bruises. You know, Like I got a tattoo on me right here. It's my favorite tattoo. Find a way to win, no matter what. Find a way to win, and I thrive on that every day with every situation.
Can we see the tattoo?
It's right here on my watch. Right here. Find a way to win.
There we go.
Yeah. And so I thrive on it every day, every situation. It could be non-football related. You know, it's find a way to win, and I try to take that with everything I do, even with baseball.
Ole Miss offense, you guys put some points up. You lost a lot of talent, but how confident are you that that talent will be able to be replaced?
NWO, that's all I'm gonna say. That program's in good hands. Leading with Elijah Moore. He's an upcoming sophomore. He will break all of my records there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he was better than me when I was a freshman. So, like, soon he will be here. And let's follow with some other guys, Brandon Sanders, D-Mark, Miles. That group, they push each other just like we did. You know, we laid the foundation and we just pass it down to them. They know what hard work is and they know what it takes to get here.
And so the Ole Miss, I mean, even hearing you talk about another player saying he was better than me at this age, like that's different. You don't hear that out of players who play at an elite level.
Yes, one time I actually came out the game just to get him a touchdown. You know, I knew I was gonna get mine in that game, and I just removed myself. I was like, you got it, it's your time. You know, establish yourself. You know, that's very different. Not a lot of guys do that. I know guys didn't do me like that, but it was ULM. We were playing against ULM on our. It was a timeout, and he called like a deep pass for me, and I told Elijah Moore, just go ahead, bro. Just you got it. You know, hey, win right here. This is what we work on every day. It's your time. You know, like, get you a touchdown.
Now, you say the class above you would not have put you in that situation. So when was that change of mindset? When you became a upperclassman and you said, I want to do the guys below me better that I was taking care of?
I mean, it was always family, but removing yourself for another guy to score a touchdown, that's
rare,
tough.
man.
That's very rare, you know.
That's
so,
rare.
I mean, not saying those guys were bad guys, but I don't just feel like they would have did that, you know. So.
And that culture that you guys changed, you're confident it's gonna remain that way going forward.
Yeah, I'm very confident. We got a great coach, Coach Matt Luke. He thrives on that, so I'm very confident.
Okay.
If somebody wants to see Damian Harris at his best, I would say
I'm putting on all of it. I have a lot, but shoot.
probably Nebraska my sophomore year. I had like 3 catches for like 116 yards, like 2 touchdowns. Like it was a pretty good game.
Alabama. Both national championships, those are probably my 2 best games. I try to just be at my best whenever we need it. So.
There's a stretch between the Florida State game, my junior year, Florida State, until probably Mississippi State or Auburn, last couple games, that whole regular season. And then the Clemson game after that. Those were some good games. Like Arkansas, Texas A&M. Yeah, those are some good ones.
It depends on what you're trying to see. If you were trying to see my unselfishness, I'd say Penn State. I didn't catch a pass, but I had some key blocks to help us win the game. My big playability against Northwestern and Maryland as well. But my special teams ability against in the Rose Bowl. So any type of flavor you're looking for, I got a game for you.
With game to watch on me, I say Pitt. And they know to score that game last year.
Wake Forest game, the bowl game. I think I broke the Birmingham Bowl record for the most yards in the game. I had like 315 all-purpose yards. I had a long touchdown run out of the backfield. I had a 95-yard kick return that tied me for the NCAA record for most touchdowns in a career. So yeah, it was a pretty good game.
Probably the Liberty game. When I played Liberty, I had a lot of yards that game, and we ended up winning the game. Broke the single game receiving record, so that was a big game for me.
I'd say like the next game, something like that. Smooth, right? Y'all like that, don't you? Yeah.